Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the Schneel, and I'm here to talk about some NBA, the latest news, so let's get right into this. So, the first thing we'll talk about is Doc Rivers. So the big Game 6 coming up at 3:30 today. Philadelphia 76ers at Boston Celtics, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. And per Mark Stein, per the Stein line, if the Sixers lose today, there have been recent murmurs that Doc Rivers' job could be in danger if the Sixers fail to win today and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, per Mark Stein. And you have to do it. If they lose today, you gotta fire them if you lose today. And I thought it was a given that if they lost, his job would be in danger. I know the players are missing open shots, like some of them are missing open shots, but still. I mean, his team shot 36% in Game 6, but still. You can't just keep having a coach that comes up short year after year after year. It is in danger, and it should be if they lose this game, as this seems pretty obvious. I mean, if Monty Williams and Mike Budenholzer got fired, would this really surprise anyone? I feel like everybody knows this already. I think they're going to lose today, and he's going to get fired. Shannon Sharpe. He said Kevin Durant can't carry a team anymore. And he's never carried a team, in my opinion. He's been surrounded by really stars his whole career. And it's just the truth. I mean, he's had Curry. You remember Westbrook, Harden, Kyrie. He's just the bus rider. It's just when did he ever carry a team? He never did. He can't, but then again, him and Booker with G League bench warmers just wasn't going to win regardless. And he can't even stay healthy sometimes, so of course he can't carry the team, but he just can't do it in general. And we've known this since he left the Warriors. He can't carry a team. He hasn't won anything without Curry. He's just been with a bunch of superstars his whole career. So I agree with Shannon Sharpe. They will say, oh, look at Curry. He's played with superstars his whole career. But he's a superstar himself. And he's carried the Warriors before. The year 2020 or 2021, something like that, Curry was carrying that team. You don't see Kevin Durant carrying a team. So I agree with Mr. Shannon Sharpe here. Common W from Mr. Sharpe. So Ja Morant, he's back in the news. Back in the news, ladies and gentlemen. Ja Morant has been suspended from all team activities, pending league review after he allegedly flashed a gun once again on Instagram Live. Not too long ago, he flashed a gun on Instagram Live, and he has done it again. You know, saw a video yesterday of Gilbert Arenas saying Ja Morant should stop, and then the next day comes out he's done this again. And it's a bigger gun than the last one too. He flashed for like a second, and whoever his homie probably didn't think he was going to flash a gun, but we saw it before he took the camera away. Ja Morant, he's just never going to learn. He's just never going to learn. He's just never gonna learn. You know, maybe an unpopular take, maybe they should suspend him for the whole season. And it makes me sad, but sadly he's right. Everyone knew his treatment period was a joke. And it's disappointing. And he's sabotaging his NBA career. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe that's not a popular take, but they could have thought about suspending him the whole season next year. I'm just saying. That's what they should have thought about doing. But they suspended him from all team activities after another video with a gun. They issued a statement, no further comment obviously at this time. They have to... He's probably the dumbest player in the NBA right now. But imagine getting suspended during your vacation. Like, dude, this dude thinks he's in the hood. And obviously, the NBA spokesman, they're aware, and are in the process of gathering more information. And then 2 months after an 8-game league suspension for brandishing a gun in an IG video, he appeared to do so again on Saturday. It's aware, and the NBA is aware of this, so they're going to gather more information as it goes forward. But this is just 2 months after an 8-game suspension for the first offense. Now he's done it again. Yeah, Ja, you want to see me do it again? He done it again. Sad day for Grizzlies fans and his Ja Morant supporters. Wonder what NBA's gonna do now. Are they gonna issue a longer suspension for Ja Morant now that he's done this again? You might have to think about it, because you can't let him get away with this twice. You let him get away with it once, you can't do it twice. So we got some breaking news. Well, not breaking news. It's like 16 hours ago, but some guess breaking news, I guess. The Phoenix Suns, they've dismissed Coach Monty Williams. Sources tell ESPN per Woj. He was a 2-time NBA Coach of the Year in 4 seasons with the Suns, including a trip to the 2021 NBA Finals. And they lost their 6-game series to the Nuggets in the Western semifinals. But Mike Budenholzer getting fired, Monty Williams getting fired. No coach is safe now. I feel like no coach is safe. I feel like the only coaches that are safe are Spoelstra, Steve Kerr, and Greg Popovich until he retires. And probably Mike Brown of the Kings and Mark Daigneault. How do you say his name of the Thunder? Those are the only coaches that are really safe in the NBA. Because now these three are Budenholzer, Monty Williams that got fired. No job is safe. But I'm really surprised about this. I mean, I'm kind of not, because they've got blown out the last 2 years at home in a playoff game, an elimination game. But it kind of sucks that he's taking the fall for a team that depleted their depth for an aging star in Kevin Durant. But I guess they had to do something, though. Maybe he can coach a better team, though. Maybe his Suns can prove him wrong. But I don't know. This is a really tough decision. I mean, he's a great coach, but his center is a bum, and the point guard can't stay healthy. I mean, maybe he's a class act, and they'll miss him. He's a good coach, but it's just maybe it was due to those 2 playoff losses. But management probably thought it's unacceptable, which is understandable. But giving up Bridges and Cam Johnson left the Suns facing playoff-level NBA opponents as essentially a 2-man team with KD and Booker. But the new owner, Matt Ishbia, he made the decision to fire him, who's been the winningest coach since 2021. They have a sorry but top-heavy roster with little cap flexibility this summer. So the Suns will compete in coaching marketplace with Milwaukee and Toronto now. So that's crazy. Nick Nurse, Mike Budenholzer, Monty Williams on the market. 3 great coaches right there on the market. It's going to be interesting to see where those 3 go. Trying to find some news here. The Milwaukee Bucks received permission to interview Toronto Raptors top assistant Adrian Griffin for their coaching job, sources tell ESPN. He's also a candidate for the opening in Toronto. He started his coaching career with the Bucks. So he started his coaching career with the Bucks. They received permission to interview him. He's on the Raptors right now. Wow. So he's a former assistant of Milwaukee, so that wouldn't be surprised. That's not a bad option. But interviewing all the assistant coaches in the league like they're in a rebuild mode, like they need a championship level coach, so. And like they're also interviewing Scott Brooks, Trailblazers assistant. Like Scott Brooks, really? No. They need a championship level coach. And the Bucks have also got an interview to Kenny Atkinson as well. Kenny Atkinson's probably not going to go there. Charles Lee, ex-Charlotte coach James Borrego, Milwaukee associate head coach Charles Lee. There's going to be a lot of interviews. So just a whole lot of mid there. But this was 4 days ago, but 15-year NBA veteran ESPN analyst J.J. Redick has interviewed for the Toronto Raptors coaching job, sources tell ESPN. Redick was a part of a first round of candidates to meet with the franchise leadership. That would be crazy. But that's huge for J.J. Redick. I mean, I kind of hope he does get a shot. I don't know, I would just like to see J.J. Redick get a shot as a coach. I mean, why not? There's a little bit more news that I didn't get to cover yesterday because I was at the 15-minute mark of the video, but Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Tsai, he says basketball players are, quote, very difficult to manage. He means basically they're hard to control. Same thing. But I'm pretty sure he's basically just talking about Kyrie Irving here. But talent management is a whole different ballgame than employee management. Welcome to the big leagues, Mr. Joe Tsai. Bum of an owner. Like it's the NBA. Like they're millionaires. But I don't think it's very difficult to manage. Established superstars seem difficult to manage, and he brought in literally the most difficult superstar to manage the league in Kyrie. So Darvin Ham, he says LeBron James should have made All-NBA first team. I don't think so. He would have been first teams. I don't think he would have made it over like Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, Mitchell, SGA, Tatum. Those are some names that were better than LeBron in the regular season. But maybe second or third team. Yes, I agree with that. Colin Cowherd. He believes Jordan Poole needs to get out of Steph Curry's shadow. Quote, he would start and be a 25 point per game player and for 90% of this league. Quote, via the Herd. I mean, he already averages 20 per game, but I don't think it's that. I mean, if Jordan Poole can't play with Steph Curry, then, yeah, that's his problem. But I don't know what he means by Steph's shadows. Like, Jordan Poole's career just started. Like, come on, dude. Colin Cowherd. He thinks the Warriors should trade Jordan Poole for Jaylen Brown. Warriors receive Jaylen Brown and Malcolm Brogdon. Celtics receive Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins. Is this dude high? Why would the Celtics do this and trade for a inefficient... Well, he's inefficient this year. Maybe it's just a one-year slump. But why would the Celtics trade Jaylen Brown, probably their second best player, and Malcolm Brogdon, their best bench player? I would just stop reading this at Colin Cowherd. Why would the Celtics do that? That's literally the worst trade ever. And an NBA executive even ripped him, called him empty calories. I mean, empty calories is insane. The Boston Celtics have previously targeted J.J. Redick as an assistant coach. That would be crazy. That would be good for him. Joe Mazzulla and J.J. Redick? And Dennis Rodman's son plans to team with Bronny James at USC. He knows more cameras than me on him. Smart. Whoever wins the series, Celtics, Sixers, I firmly believe they will be probably so, says Chandler Parsons. So that's all I've seen. Till next, make a lot. Peace.